Welcome to my Monday.com review. In this video, I'm going to try and provide you with as much information as possible to help you make an informed decision as to whether this is the right platform for you, your organizations, and just your own needs. Now, I do just want to quickly mention, now I'm going to be covering all of these different items in this video. I am going to be loading up Monday.com so you can see exactly what it's like and how it works and just get an idea as to the functionality that is on offer. I do just want to quickly mention two things. The first is that I do have a separate video which walks you through how to use Monday.com. I've tried to provide that as succinctly as possible, so I will leave a link to that video in the description below. So do check that out if you really want to see the tool in action. I don't want the demo to go on for too long in this video. And the second point is that you can sign up for a free trial for Monday.com as well, and that's probably the best thing that you can do to see if it's for you. To test the functionality and just explore the tool yourself. So there'll also be a link in the description below for that, and that will enable you to sign up as quickly as possible. But with that said, let's delve into today's agenda. I want to pretty much preface this video by mentioning that I'm going to be talking about who Monday.com was built and designed for. I'll then be walking you through my opinions in terms of its pros and cons. I've used this tool for a little over a year now, so I think it's really, really important that I kind of share what I think to be the benefits and the cons. As I say, we'll be going on into a demo. I'll also be discussing the pricing and how this will typically look for you and your organization. I think it's also important that we look at other customer reviews, and then I also want to mention who I'd recommend the platform for. So, quickly, a little bit about the company. So founded in 2012, and there's over 186,000 paid customers. It works because it's a cloud-based solution. You can access it via Windows, Macs, Linux, whatever kind of operating system you're using. You just need access to the internet and a web browser. There's also a mobile app and compatibility Android, iOS, and Windows. So that doesn't matter what platform you're on your phone, it should work. But who was the platform designed for? Well, it's purpose-built for a diverse range of professionals seeking to streamline their business operations. It serves as a versatile hub for various functions, but mostly it is used for project management, customer relations, human resources, and software development. Now, there's a lot of customers within these particular fields. The idea is that it provides you with a robust suite of tools that will help to improve your workflow and also your collaboration. So there's a lot of pre-designed templates and custom workflows that you can leverage from the outset. And it has evolved from a simple collaboration resource to a comprehensive business management suite designed for the dynamic needs of modern teams. I just thought it'd be really important that I discuss what it's kind of built for, and it's good to get an understanding as to the history of this tool. It's not, this is not a new company. It's a very, very large company that has a rich history, and it has a lot of premium paid users. So it's got a lot of investment into this tool. They're always updating it. So now let's look at the pros of Monday.com before I show you the tool open in my account. So firstly, it's very customizable, if I can say that word. It offers a lot of different options for boards and sections, so it doesn't matter how you kind of would like to work. There are many options for you. So I feel it has a really good user experience. You get relevant information regardless of how you want to basically consume it. It's very good if you work in big teams. So you can categorize information very, very easily, and you can display that information differently to different teams depending on your needs. The customer support I've been very, very impressed with. It's very, very convenient to get in contact with them, and they are very prompt with their responses. I've had a few technical issues and they've had them resolved very, very quickly. It's also great from a global perspective because it's all online. So it's a cloud-based solution. So yeah, you can communicate and collaborate regardless of where your employees are. Also, as I kind of mentioned, lots of different boards you can create. So it has obviously your table view, got a Gantt view, etc., calendar view. So it doesn't matter how your project methodology or just how you want to work, you can set that all up. There's also the ability to have dashboards as well, which is absolutely fantastic. There's also a lot of integrations. I'm very, very impressed by the various apps and websites that you can kind of link into your Monday.com account just to make your entire workflow easier. I'll show you shortly, but you can set up integrations with your Google Workspace, And there's lots of others as well, lots of other tools that kind of connect in, just so if you are using other tools, you can get it all synced together. It's really good for productivity and efficiency, and which I've kind of touched on so far. And there's a lot of project management specific tools in here. As an example, custom statuses, pulse functions, diverse boards, all great for project tracking, as we shall soon see. And it's also been very, very reliable for me in terms of its performance. I haven't had much downtime since using it. You know, when you go to the website, it's always live, it's always running. I've never been able to access my account. So what are the cons? Again, these are just my personal experiences. I feel like I'm quite good at picking up tools and software. I've used many different project management tools. However, having spoken to a few of my colleagues, they've mentioned that the learning curve can be a little bit tricky, and there's a lot of functionality, so it can be a little bit daunting to begin with. So it will take you a little bit of time to fully utilize its capabilities. But you know, any tool, there will be a learning curve. So that's probably not fair to give that to Monday.com exclusively. Another thing, the menus are not that customizable. So navigation may or may not suit your company's specific needs. The layout and design, there are some limitations there in regards to its flexibility. So it might, you know, in terms of my opinion, it might be good if there was a little bit more flexibility in those design options, which might just make project tracking a little bit easier. They also, because it's such a high revenue company, they're always investing in the tool, which is absolutely brilliant. The only problem with those regular updates is that sometimes you have to kind of adapt to the new layouts and functionalities. So of course that is a bit of a, you know, it's bittersweet if you like. In terms of the integrations, obviously there's so many, it's absolutely brilliant. But the only problem is you do have to set them up, and making sure that they are operating properly can be a little bit challenging for some users to begin with. And then there is cost, of course. There are a lot of features. There's a free plan. You can stay on a forever free plan, which is why I'd recommend that you sign up, link in the description below, to test it out. And you can stay on that plan forever. However, if you do want the full suite of features, then you do have to pay a little bit more for that. So whether or not that's an issue for you will depend on your budget. So with all that said, let's actually load up Monday.com and I will show you exactly what it's like. So here I am inside the tool. I do just want to quickly mention that I have set up a new account for this demo purely because I need to protect my company's data, okay? So it is a fresh account, but it is also useful because I want to show you roughly what the experience is like for new users. So as you can see, one of the first things that is kind of introduced to you is the ability to get started. So it explains exactly what you need to do step by step to get using the tool. There's also the ability to leverage different documents and videos, learning videos to help you get started. And there's a help center, which I've kind of previously touched upon if you do run into any issues. But this is the home interface. On the left-hand side is the kind of main navigation of the tool. Workspaces, if you like, are just areas where you can store different documentation. So you can have different projects here listed. And so ultimately everything kind of rolls up into one portfolio. You can have as many workspaces as you want as well. Now on the home page, you'll notice that there's a recently visited area, so you can find documents that you've been working on recently. There's also an inbox area where you can have conversations with team members. At the top, you'll notice, I haven't removed this just yet, I will do now, but you can also enable desktop notifications. So if you're working on a computer and you need to kind of work in other apps, then you can be notified of when things are happening inside your account. As I say, I do have a full video on how to use this, and that will walk you through all the different a bit of the functionality in terms of, you know, user profile and things like that. But I do just want to quickly show you exactly how really the main aspect of the tool. So I've created a simple project. It's called Monday.com Review, and I've set this up into 3 different phases. We've got a planning phase, an execution phase, and a launch phase. Imagine these as milestones, and I've just added some simple tasks to each one. So we've actually done this. So what I can do is I can complete this. So the status has already done that. The status is done. I'd say the priority on that was critical. We can't do this video without planning this review. So yeah, these are all the columns that you can kind of bring in. There's also many, many more, but it's just a very visual tool. It's kind of pre-set up for you. So I didn't need to put any conditional formatting in here. I didn't even need to set up these statuses. This is something that I can bring in straight away. It's just very user-friendly. If I scroll across here, you'll notice that we have the ability to add new columns, and there's so many different columns that we can add here. We also have the ability to add formulas and drop downs and files, so it's really, really good to kind of customize depending on your needs. And one of the best things about Monday.com, which I absolutely love, is that everything is driven from the main table. So we can rename this if we wanted to, but this is the main table. And as you can see, I've already set up a Gantt, and that's all built and driven from the main table. So if I'm updating things within this table view, it's going to reflect into the Gantt, as you can see. So we've got a really, really useful get Gantt chart created without having to do anything. And we can also add views just by pressing this plus button. So we can have a chart or a dashboard, calendar, Kanban, file gallery, we can set up forms, etc. Here I can show you all the different apps. But yeah, if I just click on explore more apps, I just want to show you some of the integrations. There's apps by Monday.com, which you can see all here, which are all very, very useful, such as a collaborative whiteboard. It can be very, very good for meetings and things like that. Forms, everything like that. But there's also marketplace apps, as I should say, and you've got some of the biggest tools out there integrate directly with Monday.com. Typeform is one of them. There's so many in here that you will recognize if I just keep scrolling down. So it's just really good that it syncs in with so many different big tools. And chances are, if you're an organization, you are using, many of these. Hootsuite, there's one of them. But there's just so many. There is so many, and I absolutely love that about it. If you have a particular use case, chances are there will be an app for that. So that's a part of the integrations. Again, there's an integration button at the top here, and you can set up automation. So you can even integrate with other competitors such as Asana, perhaps using both. Gmail, Google Drive, as I said, Microsoft Teams, LinkedIn, MailChimp, OneDrive, Outlook. All of the main ones are in there. SurveyMonkey, Stripe. It's fantastic. Zoom, Zendesk, all of them are in here. We've got Jira as well, which is obviously fantastic from a project management perspective. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. You can also set up automations on the board. So this is absolutely brilliant if you are, you want to basically streamline your workflow. So as an example, when the status changes to done, set the due date to current date. That's just one example of an automation that I've set up, which, just makes my life so much easier. Columns are working together, so it's absolutely brilliant. If I just quickly show you the chart, I just want to show you what this kind of looks like, but it's very visual, it's very quick, it's very easy. So yeah, this is just a quick summary of my tasks. Look how great that is. And you can just create new ones very, very easy. It's all done by widgets. It's all drag and drop. So it's absolutely fantastic. Great for reporting. So yeah, that is a very, very quick demo. I thought I would show you it in this review because it's so important that we actually see the product that we're working with. As I say, I do have a separate video explaining exactly how to use Monday.com. Sorry about that, I was getting a call. But I would check that video out if you really want to see all of the functionality. So where were we? We've done this. Here's our demo. So back to pricing, because pricing is obviously very, very important. I do want to quickly touch upon the pricing. As I say, there is a free plan, which is up to 2 users. You are limited in terms of functionality, but it's very, very good to get you started. Plans, the paid aspect of a plan typically starts at around £8 in the UK. You can probably tell by my accent. In the US, I believe that's around $9, and that's per user per month. So you typically pay for on a per user basis, and the more functionality you want to access, the more you pay essentially. I've got a little screenshot up here from inside my account. As you can see, it's in the UK. But what I wanted to show you here is that you basically by team size. So when you select your seats, so seats are users if you like, then it updates underneath and automatically. There is an enterprise plan as well. That's a custom plan. You need to speak to the sales team to get a price. But yeah, if we just did it on a 3-user scenario, it will cost you around $27 per month for 3 users with annual billing, $36 a month with annual billing, $57 a month with annual billing. Now, if you do the annual billing, it is slightly more affordable. You get a saving of around, well, it depends what the promotion they're running at the time. When I was doing this, it was 18%. If you did pay on a monthly basis, it is a slightly more expensive, but you do get the flexibility of not tying yourself into a contract. So other customer reviews. So I've shared my opinions. I've shown you, how, the tool itself. What are other people saying? Well, this is taken from G2, and I just, if you want to head over to G2 and have a look yourself, there's so many positive reviews. Look at that. It's overwhelmingly positive. They've got a 4.7 out of 5 on over 10,000 reviews. It's really, really well received, this product. It's being used by various different companies to absolutely fantastic effect. As you can see here, it's being absolutely dominated by 5-star reviews. And I'm not surprised why. I'm not surprised to see this. It's something that I personally would agree with. Now, you're probably thinking, should I sign up to Monday.com? As I've said throughout this video, click the link in the description below and try it. See if it works for you. You could use this. I actually use this in my company, as I say, in a separate account that I've kind of hidden from this video. I didn't want to share any data or have any data leakage issues. But I'm also using it in my personal life as well. I'm also using it to track different tasks. I'm actually using it with a project in my own house, believe it or not. But yeah, it's really good for an individual user and on the free plan. Obviously, I'm limited with functionality, but that hasn't got an issue for me. So who would I say, Monday.com, if you're an organization, who's it best for? Well, I would say mid to large size companies will get the most out of it. It's great for teams of project managers or teams of product managers and directors who need to basically oversee and report on cross-functional initiatives. I'd say that's probably its best user case. I would also say it's great for anyone, well, regardless of your industry, if you fit that kind of company size. It's very versatile, so it doesn't really matter if you're a private or public company, non-profit, government organization, you can use it. And it's great if there's multiple departments as well. So, if it's marketing, sales, operations, IT, HR, project management, it's fantastic for that. Or if you work, you're a large organization where you have these separate teams working in unison, it can be really good to kind of bring them together. Now, as I say, it is good for small companies. If you're an independent company with 1 to 2 employees, it can be useful. Just bear in mind that some of the functionality may not be required, and you may be paying for that if you do decide to get on a paid plan. So that was my Monday.com review. I hope it was helpful. Any questions, comments, feedback, drop them down below and I'll get back to you. And with all that said, sign up, have a little play with it, see if you like it, and all the best.